Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. Hope everyone had a great lunch. Could we thank Inman for having the venue that we have here? This is beautiful, you guys. Just walking around the grounds. We left Seattle. They had some massive storm coming in, and we were pretty fortunate just to leave in time for that. So we are happy to be here. Thank you guys for being here. So we are going to move super quick. So I'm going to run through my top 10 productivity hacks. So these are things I think are applicable at any level of business you're at, whether you're even an owner-broker, you have a massive team, or you're just a lone wolf. I think you're going to be able to pick and choose things from these that will be best for your business. So off we go here. So my first one here, you'll see that mug shot there. This was the only picture, actually, of my team that we weren't smiling. It was the closest one to like our Dallas look that we could come up with. But it worked, so we used it for this. So that's my beautiful wife on the left, me in the middle, and then my partner Rocky on one side. So the first thing to talk about in productivity is you can't do it all yourself. I mean, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day is you can't do it all yourself. There's too much to do. So we want to look around who is surrounding us, who is with us, who's on our team, or what vendors are we using that we can consider someone on our team. I noticed my own productivity went up dramatically when I had people that I surrounded myself with to help with the work and to help get things done. So surrounding yourself is a very key step to being productive. Second one here. So early bird gets the worm. So look at that first little point, getting up 1 hour earlier each morning. If you did this for a year, it comes out to 15 days that you gain. So crazy enough, it comes out to 15 additional days of life. So for me, I like to get up early. I love it. The kids are asleep. I get to do whatever I want for about 2 hours. It's amazing. So during that time, though, are we getting up and just grinding? Are we getting after it, going to work? For me, it's doing the things that I want to do that really aren't even sometimes work-related. So for instance, working out, eating a good breakfast. I know when I work out in the morning, I get after it. I feel energized for the day. And when I do work out in the morning, no matter what happens that day, like it was a good day because I got my workout in. If everything else falls, like all my deals fail, whatever happens, I got my workout in, it was a good day. So for me, getting up early is key. And then also doing things that I want to do. If I want to write, if I want to draw, just those things that you feel like you don't have time to do. The morning time is a great time for that. So I want to encourage everyone to get up early. Airplane mode. How is this productive? For me, this is like the hardest thing. Like I have the hardest time, like I'll put it on settings, I'll go to the toggle, I'm like, ugh. Like sometimes I can't do it because I don't want to disconnect. I don't want to miss out on what's incoming. But I do know that when I focus on monotasking versus multitasking, for me, multitasking is nothing. Like my beautiful wife can multitask like crazy. Cook dinner, be on the phone, help our 2 kids with homework all at the same time. For me, it doesn't work that way. So I really have to monotask to get it done, where I'm focusing on one thing and getting that task done. So for my day, the way I like to set it up to be productive is to look at what are my high-value tasks? What are the things that really only I can do? And focus on those. And oftentimes it means that I need to put my phone on airplane mode. Super hard to do. Like you guys, you got to try it. It's tough. So this is a good one. We talked earlier when we heard from the FBI negotiator about saying no. Just a recent story where I got to say no. I was presented an opportunity to co-list a listing with somebody, and I valued the listing. I went to it, walked through it. In my opinion, there was a lot of work that needed to be done, and the engagement level that I was going to have in the project, I declined it. I said no. And I don't say no that often. Like I think I'm a yes guy. I try to be on things that are good. But I've been practicing saying no more, and surprisingly, it's super productive. So back to that story, after I said no, like a week later, I got a phone call from a referral source and took on a listing, very similar price point, that sold within like 30 days, and meanwhile, that other listing is still on the market. And so it was hard to say no, because when I saw that project launch, I was like, oh man, those photos are amazing. Or I wish I could do a video there. I see how that could work really well for our brand. But saying no is powerful, guys. It really keeps you focused on what you want to do versus those inbound emails or requests that come in and kind of move you to the left and to the right, where it is distracting from what your overall goal is. So I want to encourage everyone to practice saying no. And before I go any further, on our Instagram at Hopper Group, we have all the slides. So just at Hopper Group, and you can click through, and I have a pretty big section of notes on each slide that go in more depth to this than this talk here, than the 10-minute talk. So you can take a look at those and you'll see more about that. The next one, so it's not a plug for Audible, but it's just the platform that I use for books. I enjoy listening to books way more than I do read them. Why? Because reading while I'm in the trenches of raising 2 kids, it just doesn't happen. Like, I try to read. I even had a stat I found on this subject where, so the average book is 64,000 words. So it comes down to, if you read 45 minutes a day, 15 in the morning, 15 at lunch, 15 at night, it would take you 7.1 days to read 1 book. And so if most CEOs are reading 4 to 5 books a month, it's a tangible way to read a book, but listening to books on audio while I'm driving has been huge for me. Podcasts as well. And I like to crank them up to 1.5 speed because I can absorb more than oftentimes the rate of the author is speaking. And so I've noticed I'm just plowing through books now. It's incredible. Feeling very productive from that one. The next one, so I'm gonna go through these ones pretty quick. So Grasshopper, it's a way that we stay productive because it keeps phone calls from always going to me. So I can go in my settings and toggle. I had a call from Warren come in earlier at like 11:31, and I wasn't able to answer it. And so it went to the next person on my team because I'm up here speaking. So all I did was go in my settings, I toggled my number to go down and their number to go up. And so it rings to someone. So we don't get that dead-end phone line. And also, we've been able to mask another phone number on my phone, so it's not like my number on all of our print media. So a lot of people have already done this. This is just the one that works for us. It's $10 a month. And again, they're not sponsoring me to be up here talking about them. So Pipedrive, it's basically a CRM. I think it's a CRM. So the way we use it is we keep track of all of our deals and communication with clients siloed to one bucket here. A lot of people in the real estate industry are starting to pick this one up. It comes from sales in other industries. We love it for ours because I can quickly look and see when things are closing. I can look and see where deals are at. Like, do we have photos scheduled? Are they in escrow? Where the deals are at quickly from my mobile, from anywhere. And everyone can communicate on that bucket. So what happened on our team was we had too many emails going back and forth, like just between team members. I go to my inbox and there's a ton of emails, just silly kind of stuff on different deals. This way I can look up one file and see, okay, here's the info on this, here's their contact info, here's when in closing is gonna be, and all those different things we like to know. The next one is Wunderlist. This also is for email elimination. I get so tired of like just too many internal emails within the group or within the office and less emails with my clients. Like, I'm sifting through all these emails just to find client emails. This is really siloed this for us. And the cool part is it has a social aspect to it too, where you can actually have communication with the person assigned the task. So if I assign like my VA task of doing some research, she can reply on there and say, hey, Brian, here's the research, it's done, it's in your inbox. All on Wunderlist here. And it's like, I think $10 a month for this too, also on your phone. This one's amazing if anyone uses this. So the latest recipe I created, if you haven't heard of if this, then that, it's basically if you take a picture or if you do some kind of action on your phone, you can twist it and have it go through another application. So for instance, if I take a photo, I can have that photo go right to my Dropbox. So photos of the event here, any photos I've taken has gone to my Dropbox to where our marketing people can pull that and do a blog post immediately without waiting for my photo dump. So they have access to that Dropbox right there. The one I like it though is like anytime I take an Uber or anytime I buy something on like Square, it goes to a spreadsheet which goes right to my accountant. So then I don't have to go through my email and pull up all my parking receipts because at our office I have to pay to park. It just goes there automatically. So it's super helpful. And the last one here is Upwork. So Upwork is so cool. It's a bunch of freelancers who get together. You can use them for any job you can think of. So we do most of our marketing stuff in-house, like a lot of you probably do, just because of brand requirements. But what I use my VA on Upwork for is research. Like the most recent one, I said, hey, what are the most trending hashtags for this industry? Or what are the most trending hashtags overall? And she got back to me quickly. She's in a different time zone, so I wake up and the task is done in my inbox, which is pretty cool. And then we have a local who does most of our other work too, a local freelancer. So this is a great tool, guys, if you just want to do a one-off. A lot more on this on the blog post I did on this through our Instagram on hiring VAs, what a VA can do for you in the real estate industry. Should you have one? Should you not have one? all that stuff. So take a look at that. And here's a picture of my VA. Her name is Tilly. She's very sweet. She sent me an email. She said, Brian, I want you to know the last 4 years that I've been working for you, you've not only put me through college here in Sri Lanka, but you've also just paid for our wedding. And we pay her like probably double what the average VA in Sri Lanka would get, just because she's that awesome. And I didn't even think about it. Like, we're paying this person. I've never even met her in person. And that email just touched our heart. So I wanted you to all see that there's so many people on our team when you look out and around. And Tilly, for me, is someone I've never met in person, but we've had a huge impact on her life and that we're grateful for. So here's our Instagram. You can look at all of the, I'm so used to screens being like right here, but you can look at all the slides on there and more. I want to thank you guys for listening. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'd love to connect with you. If you're in Seattle, let me buy you some coffee. We'll meet and greet. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Connect.